I'll grab a morsel of calamari as we go to bring back to Eldove since he missed out.
Okay, you would have had to do that at the beginning of the meal, otherwise Arik would have consumed
sure.
it all.
Yeah.
So early on, Orphan
Orphan
got he got a doggy bag for him. Okay.
Little napkin.
All right, so you guys reconvene back at the inn. I mean, you're not given free reign of the keep. I mean, Askew actually has escorts you back off of the property, and he's not the friendliest man in the world.
Is Askew the one that I met before, or was that his man?
The one you met before was Sangster, which is one of his elite fighters.
Okay.
And Sangster was in the room, but he was not at the table. He was in the room, standing stoically at one of the doors. Okay. Like it's his job to stand guard during meals. So, yeah, Askew leads the party back, and he wishes you all a good night. And after he goes back into the keep, the people up in the guard towers lower the portcullis behind him as he goes back in. You guys reconvene at the inn. Eldove's already there. Orphan gives you a little doggy bag filled with fried calamari.
Eldove is like, oh man, I forgot about the calamari. Eldove did not forget about the calamari. He's been dwelling on the calamari for the entire evening.
Are we correct in consuming that Eldove uses a fire cantrip to heat up the calamari?
Oh, I didn't think I needed to say it.
Right, I mean, you didn't. That's why I already knew where we were going with that.
You know, you're gonna Mary Sue it up. Like, describe the shape of the flame that's coming out of your ring as it's heating this thing up.
So, what conversation transpires back at the end?
Here. I tell them about the meeting with the what was her name? Holga. And about how Holga was planning on running away with
William.
There you go.
Wilbur.
Yeah, it was Wilbur.
Orlov is much better with names than I am.
So, do we just share all the information then, back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to take a quick break so I can go greet my wife who just got home from work. Does anybody need to bug out at 8 o'clock?
For you,
Nope.
I might. Let's see, when is that? That's in
Half an
3
hour.
hours?
What? 8 p.m. my time is 8 minutes from now.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I'm going to take a quick break, guys. Maybe 15 minutes or so. I'm going to go greet my wife. I'm going to find out what we're doing for dinner tonight. Does anybody have any late night actions tonight? Are we doing anything covert tonight? Are we going to sneak into the castle and try to find Holga's room?
We'll sneak into the castle.
But that's happening tonight?
I want to talk to somebody about sneaking out. Probably not Arik, but sneaking into the temple.
Into the church?
Yeah.
Okay, so who are you going to talk to about that?
Out of my face, cat. Okay.
I'll talk to Tarin about it.
Okay. So late night actions tonight. Orphan and Tarin are going to try to break into the church. Eldove is going to try to break into the castle.
I am surrounded by criminals.
This
is absurd.
Are Arik and Khalil doing anything tonight?
Good. I'm not a criminal. I'm a Robin Hood.
Arik and Khalil?
Khalil was planning on doing something in the morning, but if these guys are gonna be all evil and illegal and stuff, then fuck.
Arik, you coming with me?
No.
In your full plate?
No.
Into the castle?
No, the lawful good cleric is not going to break into the castle. Or his church. He's
Eldove.
not going to do either of those things.
What do you do with the information you got from Holga as far as Abraham being arrested? Did you share that with the group?
Ooh.
Yeah. I shared that with the group, and you know what? It might be a good idea to tell Abraham.
Okay. Well, let's do that scene when I come back from break then.
Okay.
All right. So let's break for probably 15 minutes. I want to find out what me and Peanut are doing for dinner, if anything special. And I'll go ahead and open up the chat here.
Yeah, just have some pork snack.
Oh, and make sure you check your IMs, Brick.
Oh my God. This is...
God damn.
Oh yeah, I need to. I'm gonna IM Brick Road as well.
I need to spin my bananas faster.
This isn't about banana.
Holy
this is about
shit.
something else.
All right. So we have banana to deal with when we come back from break.
Shit.
So So yeah, we'll deal with Banana when we come back, and we'll talk to Abraham when we come back. Oh, also, because I forgot, this was 2 weeks ago, we discussed last week what sorts of potions Evander can make with his alchemist kit.
Yeah, they're down in the loot sheet.
Yeah, I added a shopping list to the end of the loot sheet with all of the various potions that he can make, how much it costs in material for him to do so, and how long it will take him to make one of those potions.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to look over that list, these are things that we can deal with. And this is something that like any alchemist can make. Anybody who is proficient with an alchemist kit could do this. So I'm going to go speak with my wife, and I'll be back in a moment. See you guys in like 15.
Word!
Alright.
No, my IM is simply for my late night action. I decided that Khalil has a late night action now.
Just so we're clear here, I did not tell Khalil I was planning on sneaking into the castle. I don't trust Khalil at all.
Well, Tarin knows better than to trust Khalil with anything illegal. You trust Khalil to some degree, but just conditionally.
Probably less than the cleric.
Oh yeah.
And after the scene earlier today, Eldove is also less than impressed with Khalil's investigation techniques.
Did you do it? Was it you?
You guys are mean. Making fun of Khalil.
Aren't you like a detective?
Yeah.
Oh, quantum banana. Yay.
He's such a good detective that his boss told him to get out of the city for an unspecified amount of time.
Wow. This banana's going everywhere.
That's what she said.
Heyo! Kind of fun, actually. Oh.
You're going everywhere, man. So I'm playing Majora's Mask, and I am underneath the well.
AKA the worst part of the game.
It doesn't seem that bad, especially in comparison to the actual worst part of the game, the water temple.
I didn't have as much problem with the water temple as I did, like, the stone tower in that area.
Oh, see, I haven't done Stone Tower yet. I'm still underneath the well.
Well, yeah, I count all that as part of the same area.
So far, the graveyard was fun. The little girl whose dad turned into a horrible monster, that's kind of fun. What, are you serious? You want me to...
You want to say what now?
Fucking mommy wants me to bring him milk. Where the fuck am I gonna get milk?
And thus he realized why that cave is terrible.
So far, I need to get the spring water and then bring it back here really quickly.
Thus he realized it's like remember the monkey cave in Earthbound?
No.
No.
Although I played Earthbound recently, and it's really devastating to me that I don't actually enjoy that game.
Yeah, the monkey cave is one of the worst parts of that game.
I thought I loved Earthbound, and then I played through it when it came out on Virtual Console.
Yeah. And you were sad?
It's not a good game, you
I
guys.
appreciate Earthbound. I don't like Earthbound.
It's a bummer.
I like Mother 3 a lot more than Earthbound.
Yeah, I don't like Mother 3 either, and that's why I was like, oh, I'm an Earthbound fan, I'm not a Mother 3 fan. But no, turns out...
So you have to play Mother 0 now.
No, see, like, yeah, because I had the same problem when I go back to Earthbound, and it's just like, this is kind of a slog, but, like, even playing Mother 3 for the first time in my, like, late 20s, I was like, this game's great.
I had a bad time in a couple Mother 3 dungeons where it was just way too hard, and I really, really dislike the,
Rhythm stuff.
I guess we'll never hear the end of that sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, I said rhythms aspect.
Okay, so it just never came through. Bumble's weird like that.
Yeah.
Maybe turn on my light.
I'm laughing because I have a very dark room with a solar-powered wireless keyboard. Might not have been the smartest thing I've ever done.
Wireless keyboards, though, man, they're great. I got one recently. Best choice ever made.
Really? In your life?
The entire life. Best choice. That's it.
So I set the precedent for doing secret banana notes through IM. I feel proud.
I caught a fairy in a bottle.
Pretty fabulous.
That's pretty good. I mean, no secret IM note, but... So I need to get hot spring water, but there's water in this fairy fountain. Is that fairy water?
May not be hot water.
Is it like fairy dew?
It's fairy urine.
I'm looking over this player's companion for Elemental Evil and not really seeing anything that I want to take, potentially.
You don't want to be a birdman?
What?
You don't want to be a birdman?
No, I was looking at the spell list to see if anything would be a good thing
They're
to
kind
pick
of high
up.
level, but the spells, the 10-minute buffs that give you an attack, look kind of sweet.
No, I'll tell you what looks kind of sweet. The fact that Eldove is going
to
turn myself into fire.
I can cast like up to 3rd level spells.
I thought Wall of Fire was in there.
Wall of Fire, it's in the PHP.
No, I mean, like, I thought Wall of Fire was like conceivably something a monk could cast.
Yeah, it's like a 3rd level spell.
No, Wall of Fire is like a 5th level spell.
No, it's 4th level. It must be 4th level because I looked it up.
Okay.
Like all the stuff that monk can take at 3rd level is all 1st level spells. All the stuff they can take at 6th to 2nd and so on with 11th level and 17th level stuff. They can only go to 4th level spells.
They probably basically have the same progression as the Eldritch Knight then.
Probably.
This edition is disturbingly consistent about that kind of stuff.
But yeah, I looked at all the like 2nd and 3rd, 4th level spells. In the Elemental Evil stuff, I didn't see anything that really caught my fancy. Except maybe for Warding Wind, might be kind of cool.
That seemed pretty cool. Is Water Ball low enough level or not?
Water Ball?
I don't remember what it was called. Sphere of... It basically made... You make a water Katamari and you trap things in it.
Watery Sphere?
That sounds right.
That's a 4th level thing. I wouldn't get that until level 17, so I'm not thinking of it just yet. I was mainly looking at 1st level and 3rd stuff because I'll be at 11th level in a couple of sessions.
Okay.
But 4th level stuff is going to be way off.
Yeah.
There's a cow in this well, by the way.
Yep. That's where you get your milk.
Now
you go to the well to get milk. It's kind of weird.
Now it's talking to me, and I'm a little more concerned about that, actually, than the well thing.
I had an ordinary well in my session that I ran last night. The players, fortunately, didn't waste a lot of time with it.
They didn't check it for magical healing water?
No,
they didn't even wash their face with it?
No.
There was a magical Vision Quest water in Pence's campaign, so I, of course, stole some of it.
No, the most fun thing I did when I ran my game last night was the Cleric drop Blade Barrier, and I got to have my gargoyles fly down and throw the players into the Blade Barrier. So he did about. Oh, and I had a monster that was dominating people. So I also at one point just made the rogue walk into it. So the blade barrier it sped up the encounter, but on a whole, it was probably like not a net positive for either team.
Doesn't Dominate have a chance to break if you're doing self-destructive acts like that?
Not in 4E.
Oh, well.
In 4E, all it is that you only get one action, so they couldn't attack. Like, that was the trade-off. She couldn't do that and then do the Eldritch Blast on her allies like she had been the other rounds. And then she gets a saving throw at the end of every round anyway, so...
And in 5E, I can't make people do anything that's suicidal.
Alright, I'm back. Who did it? Whose fault is it?
I dominated someone and they just kind of walked into the ocean, I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, it wasn't the ocean, it was a blade barrier.
It's a little heavy.
Pretty naughty.
Yeah, Destil said he ran some 4th edition, and I told him if he didn't kill a character, I'd be very upset with him. And then he didn't kill anybody, so...
Might have to kill Tarin out of spite.
Like, did you even try to kill somebody?
Oh yeah, no, those were tough encounters for them. They were down a player. I didn't adjust the encounters at all to match.
Alright, are we missing anybody else at the table?
I'm here.
Don't think so.
No, is
really
Nick
all
still
that
here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, that was the only person I hadn't heard talking.
I think my mic's on.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So, you're all at the inn. You are all at the inn, yes?
Yes.
For now.
Eldove's at the inn. Okay. And Abraham's there at night, tending the bar. So, who's telling Abraham what?
Well, I don't think we decided to tell him anything yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking with the party, and party, what do you think?
I mean, we have to let him know.
I don't know, do we? I mean, he is still a suspect. He, unlike Linus, we haven't proven his innocence yet.
So, Khalil,
Yeah.
based on the message you sent me, you're not at the inn. You went back to the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's finish this thing with Abraham real quick. Sorry, guys.
Tarin has no strong opinion one way or the other if you want to tell him.
We should really tell him.
I was talking to him, and I don't think he's guilty.
Okay, well then...
Alright,
If that's your honest read on him, Eldove, then yeah, I think we should tell him.
The only thing is, if we tell him, and then he does something crazy,
Well,
it
no,
might
who the
fall back
murderer
on us.
was. Because his whole defense is apparently he wouldn't do that, right?
No, how would it all fall back on us? No one knows it's us.
But we're the
Everyone
only one.
knows it's us. It's us.
Well, that's true, because the only one who knows that we know is Holga.
And Holga
And even
thought she
then,
was
she
talking
doesn't
to...
because
Right.
what's his name?
he was in disguise.
Yeah, I was going to say,
So we
Holga
should-
doesn't know shit.
We should be
Although-
fine.
Eldove's disguise was perfect.
Yeah.
I was very sneaky. Even though I was rolling a D10 at one point. So yeah, let's call Abraham over. Well, actually, where is Abraham at the moment?
Right, you're all in the common room at the inn, yes?
Yeah.
Then he's right there with you. He's there at tending bar.
Okay, I'm going. Is there anyone else near the bar?
Oh yeah, I mean the place is packed this time of night.
Then we should
There's all
probably
kinds of
tell
people
him
at the bar.
this in private.
Usual
Including
suspects over there?
Yeah, Captain Basmar is there. Philmar and Oscar are over in one corner. You've got Wilfong has his gambling table set up. You've got over at another table. There's a group of guards who are off duty, who are enjoying some food and drink.
I'm gonna ask Tarin if we can go up to our room so I can talk to him about something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
I'm going to go over to the bar and as surreptitiously as I can ask if I can speak to him in private.
to Abraham.
Abraham.
Abraham kind of looks suspiciously at you and kind of like looks around the room. He nods. You can go upstairs to my room and wait for me. I'll be there in a minute.
Alright, I head up there.
Okay. And I mean, the door to his room is locked unless you try to break it or pick it or something.
I open the door to his room, a crossbow bolt flies out.
A crossbow bolt doesn't fly out, but I decided to not use this trap because it's retarded, but if you were to break into his room, his giant tiger painting would come to life.
Oh my god, you're an asshole. How can you not make that happen?
It's so stupid.
That's the best
That
thing
is the
ever.
best thing ever.
I was like, there has to be a reason that painting is in that room. There's
You
never
are
not
history's
a reason.
greatest monster.
Tiger painting's not going to come to life.
If he's hit it's fucking tigerless room, why should I even bother breaking in there? Bullshit.
Khalil,
Yo.
you go back to the ship.
Yep.
You get up on deck.
Mm-hmm.
It is a flurry of activity.
Oh?
Swent and Balin immediately see you board the ship, and they both make a beeline over to you. Khalil,
What's up?
so we have a big problem.
What is it?
Follow us.
Alright.
And Swent starts to lead you down below. We never... Tarin, did we lift the restriction on Khalil going below deck?
No.
No. Okay.
But he did go below when I escorted him. But
When you escorted him?
no, I never in general.
Yeah.
It's
So-
the lowest level. Everything aside from the lowest level, he's
Swent kind of grabs your arm and tries to lead you below deck, and Balin moves to stop him. He says, "Captain's giving orders. Khalil can't go down into the hold." Swent says, "Nuts to that. The captain's not here, and we've got to tell someone."
What the hell is happening? Just tell me now.
And Swent leads you down below deck, and Balin protests a little bit, but you come down into the hold of the ship where Evander had his alchemy lab set up.
Alright.
The lab is still there,
Okay.
but the keg of dragon powder and Evander himself are gone.
Oh, fuck.
And Swent says, "We have no idea where he went. We completed the repairs long before we set sail. Nobody saw him coming or going. He couldn't have moved that giant keg of dragon powder all on his own anyway. But he's not here. All the expensive alchemy equipment and everything that Tarin set him up with is still present. But there's no...
He just took the keg and left, huh?
There's no sign of the powder. There's no sign of the alchemist. We just noticed he was gone. It's almost as though someone spent a banana."
Alright.
Because we have to tell the captain. We have to tell the captain right away.
He's at the inn right now. Go. I'll be looking around for you. If you don't mind. I'd like to look around and see if I can maybe find some evidence as
Balin
to where
is
he might have gone.
standing there now. He says, "I mind." He says, "I mean you no disrespect, sir. I mean, you're a good fighter. You're one of the captain's comrades, but we have orders. You're not to come below deck." Swent looks back up. He says, "Maybe you can run and get the captain. We'll start the investigation here."
Alright.
And as you're leaving, Balin says again, "I mean no disrespect, but I've got orders from Captain Tarin. You'll have to take it up with him."
I'll wave my hand dismissively. It's not something that needs to be, bothered about right now. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, is what it is.
Now, Balin is first mate. Swent is the head marine. And he has his other marines, which include Hespu and Benipe. They are down below deck they're beginning the investigation. So, as to the other thing you mentioned, you basically have free reign to do it.
Alright.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
How are you getting into the door?
Is it locked?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good question.
You could break it down. It would be super easy. It's just a wooden door.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody right now is preoccupied with Evander. I mean, you do not have any eyes on you.
Hush falls over the part.
But, I would like to, but if this is happening, like, right this second, Khalil would not really want to... Well, let me think about this.
Okay. Well, we'll go over to Tarin and Orphan real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you go back up to
Alright.
Orphan's room. Orphan had something important to talk to Tarin about?
Yeah, I look around and I see Zook isn't here, so I say, Captain, we've been proceeding on every axis of this investigation except for one, and I hate to leave Arik out of this, but we really can't do it with him looking over our shoulder. We need to find out more about this high priest.
Yeah, you're right. We do.
Now, I tried to do something about this myself today, but I couldn't make any progress. They wouldn't let me in. They told me that the high priest was busy elsewhere. I think we may have to sneak in.
All right. I mean, let's do it.
Thank you.
Let's get the holy symbol from Eldove first, though.
Okay.
Okay. Was that the extent of that conversation?
Pretty much.
That's all Tarin feels this needs to happen.
And downstairs, Arik and Eldove with Abraham.
Eldove is waiting outside Abraham's room on the second floor.
That's right. And after a few moments, Abraham, you see him come up the stairs, and he has the key in his hand, and he opens up the door to his quarters, and he lets you inside his room with the giant, gaudy tiger painting that doesn't come to life.
Arik is in his own room, starting to prepare for that sermon.
Okay.
Eldove
Aaron
makes
closes the door behind him.
Oh, that tiger painting is too realistic. I feel like it's about to come to life.
I have stats for the goddamn tiger painting in here. I really do.
I love it.
It's the dumbest thing. And Abraham is kind of waiting for an explanation.
I say to Abraham, in the course of our investigation, we found out that the... Who was it? What's her title? The mayor?
The Lady Mayor.
Lady Mayor Arnaz is her name.
The Lady Mayor Arnaz is planning on... And this is... Tell me if I get this wrong, because I'm not trying to lie to the man.
Okay.
Is planning on having you arrested tomorrow.
To be totally clear, you don't... I mean, you could surmise it would be on the mayor's order, but all that Holga told you is that she knows that there was going to be an arrest, that Abraham is the chief suspect right now, and that an arrest was going to be made. She never actually said that it was under the mayor's orders. But it would be safe to assume that, though.
All right. Well, I'll just say what I was going to say then.
So you just tell him that there's to be an arrest, like he's the chief suspect.
Yeah.
And he considers what you say, and he doesn't speak for a long time. Like, he just kind of chews it over in his head. So what would you have me do? Turn tail and run?
I tell him personally I'd rather you didn't. I wouldn't want you to draw people off in our investigation. I just felt that you should know.
So if I'm to be arrested, of course they'll make a show of a trial. And if I'm being set up, the trial will of course be a mockery. And a day later they'll have my head off.
Well, one thing we would find out at a trial is who's willing to lie about you. That could lead us further in the investigation.
He nods. He says, I can see how you would consider that to be comforting. It's not your head.
Well, I told you about it. If you want to run, you can run.
And you see that he really doesn't like the idea of running. Like, he's been caught up in this thing, and he doesn't have a lot of good options either way. He's alright, I'll make arrangements. So what evidence do they intend to show against me, do you know?
As far as the only evidence that I've heard about is that button, which is very flimsy, so I have to assume they know something else. They'll probably bring up the fact that people say that they can meet assassins in your inn.
Now, Holga didn't mention anything about the button. As far as you know, Holga doesn't know it. Only the Guild of Shadows had the button.
Didn't Holga mention that they had like a witness placing him in Kaer Tyrell?
A man fitting Abraham's description was seen in Kaer Tyrell the night of the murder, and he has been very vocal about his opposition to the king. That was the chief evidence as far as Holga knows.
Yeah, I'll say that then. I forgot about someone seeing him.
Okay. So it's true, I do go up to the capital now and then to purchase lager. But I haven't.
Were you there the night of the murder?
So I wasn't. I was here. I was locked here in my room. I was keeping to myself that night. I wasn't feeling very well. Usually Sunday I take the day off. Keep to myself. So I have no alibi.
Well, that's not very useful.
He says, no, I don't imagine it is. He says, if Linus is wrapped up in this as well, I imagine the story is much the same with him. The theater is closed on Sundays, he has no dealings in town, nobody would have seen him here or there. They have their pick of suspects.
That's true, and the high priest as well isn't generally seen. He doesn't give sermons anymore, I've heard.
And Abraham shakes his head. He says, I'll make arrangements. I'll make sure to not be here when the arresting officers come.
I tell him, well, do what you think is best.
He nods, and he goes and opens the door to the room. Motions you out.
I take
so you can reset the tiger painting trap.
Yeah, I take a last parting glance at the tiger painting, fixing it in my memory. So beautiful,
and
so majestic.
He thanks you for bringing the information to him.
I ask him on the way out. Have you heard anything more about that boy of yours who lost the button?
And he shakes his head. He says, Falpier is here at the inn, but I don't know anything else about it.
Have you reconsidered letting us talk to him? Let me rephrase that. Have you considered letting me talk to him?
Roll a persuasion check.
Has it been an hour?
Has it been an hour?
Yeah.
Since you were out in the, you haven't had time to take a rest, if that's what you're asking.
No, what I'm asking is, has it been an hour? Because my spell lasts for an hour.
Oh, yeah, it's been more than an hour. I mean, you could recast the spell.
Well, I'm not going to do that in the middle of our conversation. Oh, I can't block myself. That's 12.
Okay. He says, I'd rather you didn't. If Falpier has any place in this whole mess, he's innocent of any wrongdoing. I'll put it that way. If he has any place in it, he's being manipulated by some outside force. Says,
I believe you.
And given the nature of your companion, whoever he may be, so I don't say you won't learn anything useful. He's a child, and not a particularly bright one at that.
I'll give it one last try, and I'll just say, we didn't believe that what was he? Just a stagehand? The stagehand was guilty either, but we were able to find out who was manipulating him by talking to him.
What stagehand? What is this about?
The person I told him about it last time. That.
Yes, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything outside of you. Talk to him.
All right. Yeah, I tell him about how I found out that a woman at the castle was manipulating him to steal the harp string.
And he seems lost in thought for a moment. He says, "Okay, I'm going to give you a name." In the strictest of confidence.
Say, all right.
There's a gnome that works up at the castle. His name is Rogan. I don't like his type very much. I don't know what sort of job he does, but I've seen him speaking to some of the children in town, Falpier included. As if there's someone in the castle making these manipulations, and Valpyr is being manipulated, I would look there.
I tell him, that's very useful news, thank you.
He nods.
And I wish him good night.
And he disappears back downstairs.
I go to totally not break into the castle.
Khalil.
The pressing concern for me right now is that somebody stole this very dangerous substance, and my concerns would not be more toward that. Like the missing keg of dragon powder is more of a problem right this very second. This can wait.
Gotcha. You're pussing out. You're not going to kick down the door. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back to the inn.
Oh no, I was gonna see if I could try and maybe track down where this fucking shit went.
That would be difficult to do considering they are barring your ability to investigate the scene.
All right, then I will go back to Tarin and then give him a little bit of piece of my mind that hey, I know you don't trust me and all, but come on, this is a problem, and I'm trying to help, and you're being all. That
is what Tarin sounds like. So Khalil heads back to the inn, and he looks none too happy when he enters. And by this time, Tarin and Orphan had come back down the stairs. This is before you guys head off to break into the church. And Khalil has news, Tarin. I've got on good authority that he's going to give you a piece of his mind, and it's going to sound like this. So let's play that out real quick.
Captain, we have to talk right now.
Do we? Do you want to go into private, or is this fine?
Yes.
Yes, to which?
He cuts you off mid-sentence when you say, "Do you want to go into private?" Yes.
Okay. Orphan, can I use your room again?
Orphan looks at Khalil and says, "Isn't there anybody else's room you could use?"
Not
I don't have.
mean,
time
there's
is of
Eric's
the
room.
essence. Let's speed this along.
Eric's upstairs in his room.
Eldove's walking down the stairs. His room's available.
Eldove, let me into your room real quick.
I look at why.
So Khalil can tell me something in private, apparently.
I look at Khalil. What does Khalil's face look like?
He is pissed. He is every time you go to someone and they say no.
What do you ask
ready to
Orphan?
deck somebody. He looks about ready to deck somebody with his 18 strength. Okay.
Well, okay. How private? How about this over the mind link?
I don't feel comfortable with it, but okay. Our esteemed alchemist has gone and scarpered with that keg of dragon powder.
That's not good.
No, it certainly the hell isn't. Now, I wanted to investigate, maybe find out where he's gone, but your men will not allow me downstairs to investigate.
Oh, right, because I ordered them not 2 months ago.
Yes.
Okay, I'll fix that. Give me a second. And I'll cast Sending to Balin and tell him to allow Killer free roam of the ship.
And Balin responds with a flurry of words about how the dragon powder is missing and Evander is missing and nobody knows what's going on and there's no trace of them and what is this about Khalil? Who even cares? And it cuts off.
Hopefully he understood that.
Alright, thank you. Now, I suggest you get back to the ship as soon as you have a chance. I know you're quite busy and all, but still. I'll leave. Go back to the ship.
I'll do a quick mind link to Orphan. Do you need help, or should I go work with this dragon powder thing?
I'd appreciate your help on this, Captain.
Okay. I actually, in real life, have to go about now, though.
Okay.
What spells do you cast on Orphan while helping?
Yeah.
Fly. That's all I got. I don't have invisibility.
Alright.
I have a good stealth score.
So you're going to cast Fly on Orphan and she's going to break into the church?
Yeah,
Well,
that
I
sounds
mean,
like
obviously-
about what's gonna happen.
Yeah, obviously the ceilings must not be patrolled.
I mean, there's not a patrol in the church at all.
Right.
The guards
Yeah, so
patrol
I
the
will
rows,
cast Fly.
rows around the church, but okay. And Fly lasts for how long? 10 minutes?
I think an hour. Let me look.
Khalil is not happy.
Tarin isn't happy either.
Eldove doesn't know why everyone was upset since you guys
10 minutes.
speak my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I gotta go. I gotta go to the airport.
All right, have fun. Drive
Later,
safe.
yo.
Are you gonna be back?
So Tarin is going to cast Fly on Orphan.
I don't think he is.
Okay. We'll say that doesn't happen until we reach the place.
Yeah, I'll give you the 10 minutes of flight when you get there. So,
Okay.
nighttime actions then. Eldove was going to break
How late is it?
The evening meal's already been served. It is well past sundown. I mean, the common room in the inn is starting to quiet down. You should probably be in bed.
I'm considering, because I just checked the length of Greater Invisibility, and it's very short. So I'm considering waiting until tomorrow, getting myself invited into the castle, and then breaking off at some point to just do a little bit of snooping for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because I can burn a bunch of spells and make it last for 10 minutes, but that's like the limit.
Okay, but Orphan's thing is happening tonight, yes?
Yeah.
Arik's done for the night?
Yeah, no one told him that the gunpowder's missing, so he's done for the night.
Nobody knows that right now except Khalil and Tarin.
Yeah.
And
So,
Khalil is going back to the ship to aid that investigation, yes?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make an
All right.
investigation check.
snoozy times for me then.
So I'm just going to say that I told Tarin and Orphan that I wasn't planning on going into the castle, that I changed my plan for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you want me to head with you tonight, I'll come with you.
Oh yeah. Your help would be
Would
appreciated.
I get my observant bonus for? Oh no, I do get this bonus. There's no passive investigation, is there?
No.
Okay then. So yes, I do get this bonus. So roll.
Nice.
28.
Nat 20.
The dragon powder and Evander are both missing.
Yeah. Any details as to, like, did he leave a note?
The extent
Did he-
of your investigation reveals that the dragon powder and Evander are both missing. That's it. There is no sign of anything else happening here. The only thing you could think of to have like absolutely no trace would be he was magicked away.
Fucker was magicked away. Okay.
If he grabbed it and teleported or something, or if he was
He doesn't-
insanely
he
stealthy in getting this barrel off the ship.
He didn't. He did not present any magical ability while we were about. Like, it was just
None that you've seen. Now, Evander was not under guard. It would have been difficult, but not impossible for him to get the keg off the ship manually, without magic, without leaving any evidence that he had done so. Difficult, but not impossible.
He probably would have left behind a banana.
Probably.
if someone had. Unless, so that remains that someone from the outside took him away, perhaps.
I mean, that's possible too, but you have to think if there was an intruder that snuck aboard the ship, you have to think that somebody would have seen him. I mean, you have Marines and sailors that are on and off the ship all day. I mean, the captain himself has been on and off the ship. It would have been difficult for somebody to get all the way down into the hold and get Evander and this dragon powder against their will, and then get them back out again.
Mm-hmm. Did Swint or Balin see anything
Nothing.
prior to this? And this is just when it happened?
They just now noticed that he was gone.
Okay. When was the last time anyone saw him?
Balin remembers speaking with him a little bit that morning. He was there at the afternoon meal in the mess. That's it.
Alright.
Especially late at night, it would be super easy to do this other thing you wanted to do.
Yeah, I know, right?
So the church then,
If I can't proceed in anything, then I will have to bide my time for a little bit.
Yeah, so does Eldove come?
Yeah, Eldove's come.
Alright, we'll say Tarin doesn't then. We'll say Tarin, like, got called away to deal with this other stuff.
Okay, that's fine. So how do you guys approach the church?
So is this drawing of it, like, accurate? It's like this kind of walled compound with a road leading in around here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. It is a walled compound.
Alright. Let's see. So I don't know anything about the layout inside because I was stopped at the entry point.
You were stopped at the gate.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it, so I don't really know where the High Priest's house would be.
Well, the main church itself, the main church building here, you have a building off to the side here. This fence around it is about 7 feet high.
Yeah.
This here is a wooden barn that's on the church grounds.
And I can see that from about, like, here, because there's a second entrance.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, we'll go over the wall, then. From back here.
Okay. I mean, you have cover of darkness. You both have dark vision, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll ask Eldove if he has anything that can help me stay undetected inside.
I tell you that I know greater invisibility, and I can cast it on us both, but it lasts for a very short amount of time, so I would rather wait until it's needed. However, I can cast... actually, yeah, but it'll last, so I'd rather wait till it's needed.
Okay.
Okay. I said that sounds fair enough.
Other than that, I can, of course, make various illusions.
Ask him if he has a way of getting over the wall.
I have a length of rope.
Well, I mean, Tarin offered to cast Fly to get over the wall. So you have 10 minutes of flight once you reach the wall.
But I don't need that. I'm just asking if Eldove has that.
No, I have rope.
Okay.
Well, Tarin can make you both fly, though, given the way the fly spell works.
I know, but I don't actually want to fly because I have this great new unarmed movement feature and I want to use it.
Gotcha. Okay, then yeah, you've got rope and maybe a grappling hook. Now, the main building of the church, and my map that I have in here is pretty awful, but like to the side of the main building, attached to it, you have a smaller building, which is where the groundskeeper lives.
Okay.
And the roof of that building would be even with the second story of the church. And there are tall stained glass windows around the upper roots of the church. As far as a point of entry goes, your best bet, if you could fly, would be the bell tower. The main church...
How tall is the bell tower?
The church is a 20-foot structure with a sharply slanted roof.
I couldn't hear it breaking up a little.
It says a small bell tower is located in the southeast corner. It doesn't say how tall it is, but I would guess probably 3 stories.
Okay.
Alright, well, I send my familiar out to scout out ahead to see if it spots anything.
And you're familiar...
Any guards or anything?
You can share senses with it?
Yes.
Okay.
It actually has a pretty decent perception.
There are no guards. I mean, just looking in the ground. What's its passive perception?
14, I think.
14? Okay. The groundskeeper, and he's another one of these NPCs who's, like, wounded. He's been maimed in the wars, got hit in the head with a mace.
Oh, and it has advantage on perception checks.
Okay, well...
I love all these mauled and disfigured NPCs that are all over Garden.
We're not going with a perception check. We're just passive perception right now.
Yeah.
And he's sitting on a stool out front of the door to the smaller building adjoining the main church, where this will be a building like in between the main church and the barn.
Okay.
And he's sitting on a stool and he's smoking a pipe. He's got this short, squat little pipe that he's smoking. You don't see anyone else on the grounds. So all the acolytes and everybody must be inside. So where exactly do you send your familiar at? You do a swoop of the whole grounds?
Yeah, so I sent him up into the sky to, look in some windows, look over the grounds. Just a quick flyby.
Does he have dark vision?
I think so. It's a hawk. Second.
I thought it was a baby dragon.
Well, yeah, it's a tiny golden dragon, but it's also a hawk.
It has the stats of a hawk, yeah.
Around the corners of the grounds, back in the corner, over here, where this number 3 is, you see a stone mausoleum, and there are grave markers and whatever, and quoting from the module, "These have no importance in this adventure."
Okay.
Man, if only I had my banana.
I immediately stop paying attention to it.
Okay.
The hawk actually does not have dark vision.
Yeah, it doesn't have dark
Bananas
vision.
make them important.
No, it just has keen sight.
Okay, but you have moonlight, so you're not seeing a lot of details down there. But, you see the groundskeeper is making no motion to try to hide himself, but he's sitting outside of his quarters. You don't see anyone else on the outside of the grounds. When you send the hawk around the back of the church, it's difficult to see inside the windows, because, again, they're stained glass and you have no light. The bell tower, however, is open. If you had a way up into the bell tower, that might be a potential point of entry.
Alright.
And because the bottom floor of the church... Actually, Eldove's never been in the church, has he? Yes,
No.
he has. You went in to negotiate...
Oh, yeah, I did,
so
actually.
You remember the bottom floor of the church was almost entirely taken up by the main hall.
I'm going to ask Eldove if he can cast haste on me.
I say sure, but just keep in mind that I can't cast. It'll only last for a minute, and at the end of that minute, you'll be exhausted.
Oh, that's right. I'd say maybe not then.
Alright.
And I'll eye the bell tower.
Eldove, just seeing the layout of the bottom floor that you did, you would imagine that the high priest and all of the various, the canon and the curates would have their quarters up on the second floor, and then the third floor would be the bell tower.
Okay, so while I'm down with robbing this church, what is our goal here? Because if you're telling me that we're gonna break into this dude's house who is possibly a master assassin, I'm gonna have to say that's possibly not the best idea.
I just want to get some sense of him, see what he does when he thinks nobody is watching. See if he's really the doddering old man everyone claims he is.
So is that what you're going to sit here for a while and have the hawk just kind of watch him?
I could do that.
Are we talking about
one way?
Are we talking about the groundskeeper? I'm confused, because he's the only person you can see right now.
The high priest. The high priest.
The high priest. So you're going to break into the church, just watch what he does at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really creepy.
This might get really stupid, but I swear to God I'm going off the module on this. So anything that sounds really friggin' stupid, just understand that somebody in the 80s wrote this.
So I'm gonna size up the bell tower and see if it seems like I could get up there.
Like we've time travel.
Do you have a way to get into a third-story window?
I have 45 speed of movement.
That you can go straight up a wall?
That I can go straight up a wall.
Yeah, that would do it.
I can literally run up this wall.
That
Yeah,
would
4.5 stories. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So
That
yeah,
is Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'll run right up the side of the building, or right into the bell tower.
Now, right now you're standing
picturing
on the outside of the
scene-
church wall.
Yeah, but that's not really going to stop me either.
No, but my question is, are we being stealthy about this? What's the plan? Okay, so go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Okay.
I will send the hawk up to follow him.
Okay. And by hawk you mean fairy dragon, yes?
I mean, fairy
no.
dragon, yeah.
This is going to suck. 8 stealth.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you run up the wall and you drop down the other side. Eldove, your hawk is circling around the grounds, and you hear Orphan hit the ground on the other side. Now, do you immediately make for the bell tower?
Yeah.
And the hawk is keeping an eye on the groundskeeper, and the groundskeeper's head snaps up.